So the movie stars Peter Cushing, who, okay, they're really old actors, and then I'm fairly young, so I don't really know who they are. And so the movie has the character Doctor Who, who's kind of like the Doctor from Day of the Dead, where he's always talking like this. I got to do my experiment. So when I do my experiment, I can go to different places. Going to different places is a scientific achievement. He talks like the Doctor from Day of the Dead, which is kind of cool. And his granddaughters, Barbara and Susan. Susan is the little girl, and Barbara is the teenager of the group. But when they say teenager, it's a little confusing because she looks like she's 30, and it's the 60s. So I mean, yeah, if you watch The Nutty Professor, it's like they have 30-year-old looking people playing 16-year-olds. And so the movie opens up, they're reading like physics and science books, and then this guy named Ian comes in who kind of looks like that guy from District 9. I keep forgetting his name. Oh, I know his name. I just can't pronounce it. So he comes in there, and he's trying to take Barbara out on a date, and here you kind of get to know what kind of character there are. Like Susan's like she's the little girl, like cutesy type who's always who you know is going to solve the problems in the end when the adults can't. Doctor Who, like I said, is like the bickering scientist. Barbara is kind of the damsel in distress. It's the 60s. And Ian is the bumbling idiot of the group because he keeps stumbling over everything, and he's the comic relief. And I heard some fans were pissed off on this because in the actual show, he's actually more heroic. So, I don't know. So, they're about to go on this date until the doctor shows him the police box. And this is where I get a little confused. Like, the box is, like, small. It's from the outside. It looks like yeah. It's probably the size of a porta potty or one of those British phone things. But when he opens it, it's just like a giant room. And they explain it, but I didn't really get anything. It's technobabble. And you know, I think it was around this time Star Trek was out too, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but so they go inside to this box or lab, which can take them to any space and any time. And Barbara comes in there too, and Ian's like, "Oh, this is very cool and all, but we really got to go on our date." So Barbara, I don't really remember, but I think she trips, and he makes Ian trip into this plunger thing, which activates the machine, and the doctor accuses Ian, which was a little unfair to me. And they end up on a planet, an unnamed planet, but I heard the planet was called Scarrow or something. And the planet they land on is a petrified jungle. And you know, this is around the time where the Cold War was happening. The Vietnam War was happening too, and people were afraid of nuclear war. So they have this scenario where it's like the planet's been ravaged by nuclear war. So yeah, and the movie has a lot of Cold War style plotting, where like the main storyline here is that there's one race of beings called the Daleks, and one race of beings called the Thals, whatever. And they hate each other, and their war culminated in a nuclear war, where some people died of radiation, but some people evolved. The Thals became, okay, spoiler, the Thals became humanoid creatures. You know, it's the 60s, so they couldn't really make them look alien, so it's just a bunch of people with blonde wigs, a lot of makeup. And the Daleks are creatures in like these tin robots who always talk like this. We got to destroy the Thals. Ah! They always talk like that. So they go. So the four humans, they enter. They're in this place, and they're like, "Where are we?" And then let's look around, and then. Ian seems to be the sensible one. Like, he's all the one that, let's just go back in the box. What's wrong with going back in the box and trying to find a right time? But the doctor, he's a little curious about this place, so he starts searching around. And, he even forces the group to stay by, like, faking that the machine is broken, which I thought was a douchebag move. So, they discover a city which belongs to Daleks, the bad guys in this movie, and they go in the city and they realize that they're starting to get really tired, and it's because of the radioactive poisoning. So they get captured by the Daleks, and they can't leave until they get this thing that can start the machine again, because the Doctor sabotaged his own machine, and the Daleks stole it from him. This rod thing filled with mercury, and they also have to get something from the Thals, because the Thals survive on a medicine that protects them from the radiation. And yeah, I would really go on this movie, but that's pretty much the plot. They're trying to escape the Daleks. They're trying to reason with them, and only until the end is where it changes, where like they're helping the Thals try to fight back against the Daleks, and So, what do I understand from this movie? Do I understand the appeal of the show? I guess, I guess, I guess I get the appeal. It's a show about a scientist who can go to any place in his machine. I would compare it to Stargate. With the gate thing. Like, I don't know if I could make that comparison. I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna, because I know nothing about Doctor Who. That's what it reminds me of. Stargate. What was the movie good on its own? Well, I have to review the movie on its own. I've never watched the show, but yeah, I guess. I don't know why some people hate it. I mean, like, it's an okay sci-fi film. I mean, it's dated as I mean, the machines look so fake, but probably back in the 60s it looked really good, but it looks really bad now. And I'm trying not to offend people as much as possible, but it looks really bad. And the acting was okay. Yeah, sometimes the characters got a little obnoxious. Like, Ian got a little obnoxious. The doctor who sounds like Dr. Logan, got a little obnoxious with his, we got to go back to the machine. Blah, blah, blah. The girl playing the damsel in distress, I'm too used to seeing women characters be strong individuals who can handle themselves. And, but I can understand it's the 60s, when it was like before the feminist movement, whatever. Now we have Bella Swan. That's just unacceptable. And I don't know. I really can't review. I don't really know what else to say about this movie. I mean, like, yeah, I get the appeal. It's a sci-fi film where, like, it's a sci-fi series where, like, yeah, anything is possible because of the machine. And I don't know, because, like, I heard in the show that he encounters other aliens and other species and yada yada yada. I mean, okay, I get the appeal. Like, I don't get why it's critic-proof, but I get the appeal. That's all I got. This was just one movie, so, like, of course I'm not gonna get the critic-proofness already. There's a lot of stuff out there. Maybe if I watched the actual show, I would understand why it's critic-proof. I got nothing else to say about this movie. I liked it. Is it enough to make me a full-fledged Doctor Who fan? Not really. I mean, like, it was an okay movie, but I would never watch it again, so I don't know, maybe the next movie will. Dalek Invasion, or 2150 AD, which I heard was pretty bad, but you know, I'm gonna give it a try anyways. You know, I'll try any movie. So that that's my review of Doctor Who and the Daleks. It's an okay movie, but and from this movie you can understand the appeal of the show, but you know I'm still trying to figure out why it's critic proof. I'm still trying to. Anyways, that's it. See ya.